Cupola, welcome to my channel. Make sure you subscribe. You already know, turn notifications on. We're going to talk about Erling Haaland. 100 Premier League goals. The fastest to reach it. Is he the greatest striker to ever play in the Premier League era? I mean, you have to say he is. I can say he's not the best all-around striker, but what are strikers, forwards, centre forwards there to do? To score goals. Erling Haaland scores goals. So regardless of whether you want to be like Roy Keane and say, oh, you know what, he's a League 2 player because he doesn't have the link up, he doesn't have the touches, it makes no difference. The guy can score 3, 4, 5 goals in a game. He's proved it at Champions League level. His first season won the Champions League. He proved it in the Premier League. He is a monster of a player. Erling Haaland is not somebody that you joke with. He's a force to be reckoned with. And when you see how he plays for Manchester City, when you see how he's played this season and the amount of goals, he scored, is it 20, 30 goals? It doesn't actually make any sense, to be honest, because when you look at the fact that he's 6'5", he's fast, he's strong, he's good in the air, can finish with both feet, obviously predominantly left-footed. His power, I mean, is very explosive. He's a giant. His jump, his leap, hang time in the air. I mean, what he could go running behind. He's improved so much. I mean, even yesterday, you see the goal for Reinders where he comes short, receives it, turns it, assist. And I've seen him this season. His hold-up play and his passing has improved drastically. And people also forget that he came to England quite young, early 20s. But Erling Haaland's a phenomenon, and he's not a phenomenon that you're going to see every single day. He's definitely a generational striker. And this is what I mean when I say generational. When I say someone's generational, they've had to have proved that they are generational by the statistics or level of performances, consistency over a period of time. Now, whether that's a long or short period of time, it doesn't matter. They just need to be consistent. That's why you can say you could play in any generation. You know what I mean? You can say somebody has a potential to be generational by the actions and by their talent and by their footballing ability. However, if they've not done it for at least a short period of time consistently, a number of seasons, you can't. But Erling Haaland he doesn't make any sense. And the reality is, if Man City are going to win a Premier League title this season, it will be because Erling Haaland has been instrumental. Now, yesterday he should have probably scored a hat-trick, hit the post twice, scored a goal. What a finish, by the way. Manchester City overall, I mean, I want to focus again on Phil Foden. I got a lot of backlash because I said Phil Foden doesn't get criticised, you know, in the video I made last week, a few days ago. But the reality is he doesn't really get criticised as much. That's the truth. But Phil Foden is alive. Phil Foden has come back from the dead. He was sleeping, now he's awake. Phil Foden, 2 goals. The first goal is Phil Foden-esque. He's aced that left foot cut inside finish, top bins like it's nothing. And I think, again, Phil Foden is now starting to contribute, statistically starting to contribute more. And that is going to give Man City points. Because if he didn't contribute yesterday, Man City might end up losing that game. Phil Foden has woken up, and one thing about him is we know he's talented and he has been able to carry Man City. The last time they won the league, it was Phil Foden's season. Like, he literally said, we're winning this league, even until the last day where he's still scoring the goal that he scored against West Ham. He's a football player with so much talent, so much ability. He's not been able to show it at international level yet. However, when Phil Foden decides he wants to play, the boy will ball out. And now Manchester City, I think yesterday again, Doku scored, Foden contributed, Reinders, Haaland, and they scored 5. They were 5-1 up, but 5-1 up, and they almost lost or drew that game. At the end, Vardio had to clear it off the line. Chukwueze obviously scoring 2 very good goals. Iwobi as well. And I think, to be honest, when you look at that game, the 5-1, and you see Fulham come back to 5-4, it goes to show you not just the defensive frailties for Manchester City, but also the mentality, because in times past, you'd never hear something like that. You would not hear a chance for another team to come back and score 4 goals after being 5-1 up. And that's the craziest part. I think a lot of the goals that Fulham scored, especially inside the box, the 2 Chukwueze goals, Man City's the defensive midfield, I don't know, there's literally nobody pressing in the box. It's a free shot. And we saw the same against Newcastle. And it's a problem. Is Rodri the missing link? I don't know. Man City haven't quite been able to recover the loss of Rodri though. Since he got injured last season, we have seen a gap in that midfield and it has cost Manchester City. Now, would they go out and get somebody else? We know Nico Gonzalez has been playing there, but they haven't really got that replacement yet. Should they go for somebody a bit more combative, the type of Caicedo, Declan Rice kind of midfielder? I don't know. We just have to wait and see, to be honest. I think, again, 2 points from Arsenal. Arsenal have a game in hand. Man City are not far off. They're there or thereabouts. And I think for Arsenal, they do not want to be 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 points clear of Man City going into the new year. They want to make that lead a bit more healthier, because if players like Phil Foden, Haaland start putting their foot down, Rodri comes back, Manchester City could push for a title charge. I'm saying this in the sense that I don't rely on their defense to get them the title. I'm saying that their attack has to get them the title. And it's very strange, because when you win league titles, your defense is normally what wins you league titles, because there are games where you're just going to have to win 1-0 and be ugly. Now, can this Manchester City team do that? I'm not really sure. We saw against Leeds, leaking goals. We saw against Fulham, leaking goals. We saw against Newcastle, leaking goals. They're leaky. They got a new goalkeeper, a world-class goalkeeper, Donnarumma, in today's day and age of what we define as world-class. But it has not really helped that much. The goals are flying in. But again, City can score 3. They can score 4. They can score 5. And they have match winners and they have experience of winning the Premier League. And they have a player like Erling Haaland who is gracing our eyes right now. He's an absolute renaissance centre forward. He can do all. He's the complete centre forward in the sense that he's a striker that can play in any team and he will score goals. It doesn't matter what level, what team he plays for. We've seen it at Dortmund. It doesn't matter. This guy will just get you goals, goals, goals. He played in a City team that was predominantly a possession-based team. A team that just wanted to pass the ball, link up, 1-2s. This guy scored so many goals. And I get it. Granted, he had Kevin De Bruyne, so De Bruyne was providing him with a lot of assists. However, now that City more or less played to Erling Haaland's strength, we're seeing the real Erling Haaland. It's just that City maybe lack that bit of extra quality with the players that they have. We know that Doku's has been superb. Phil Foden is now stepping up. They still got Ryan Cherki. They got Marmoush. They've got Oscar Bob. Man City have ballers up front. But once they start gelling, I think it's going to be a bit more terrifying. Their problem is their defense. But I would not rule them out of being in a title race. Not Pep and not Manchester City. They've done it before. They've won it before. So we have to stay alert to that. That's just the reality. Cupola, make sure you follow, like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications for the daily videos. You already know. I'll see you soon.